Okay, so hear me out. I have the two best weapons to pair up with a tanky frame. Not just Grendel, not just Grendel. Inaros, Nidus, and maybe Lavos. Cause yeah, those three I recommend as tanky frames to use in gameplay to keep your ass alive, bro, and literally never die with these two weapons. Let's get into it. We just gonna show you. Let's get into it. Okay, so to get the boss move right, it's in the events. You have literally 24 hours and some change to pick this weapon up. That costs 20 marks of valiance. Please get it. You have no excuse not to pick this up, but you have to be rank 11 or higher to use it. So get it. There's no excuse for you to not have this mod. It's in the Nightwave Axe. You can get it. Dreadful Killshot. You're gonna need that mod for the boss move. 100%. If you don't got it, then this build I'm showing y'all not gonna be viable. It's not gonna help you. No excuse. Get it now. Okay, mi amigos. Let's take a look at the boss move. Okay. So, the first thing, the traits. The boss move has two different fire modes. Okay? And a unique reload mechanic. So, there's a battery recharge. It does not use regular ammo. It automatically charges its magazine after a short time or a short delay. Life Siphon Reload. Okay, this has Life Siphon. If you fully deplete the magazine, the weapon produces three 9-meter pulses that stagger enemies and heal the user based on the damage dealt. So you're getting healed with this weapon. On top of that, on top of using this, you're getting healed. Okay? No ammo, getting healed. Okay, the first fire mode, right? It shoots explosives, bolts, dealing electricity damage, direct hit, and heat radial explosion damage. That's what that does. The alt fire is a twin plasma beam, so it shoots two beams for the alt fire that chains up to nearby enemies, 5 of them, and it has an extremely high critical multiplier. But it has a really low base crit though, which is a problem. That's so it's not gonna crit super high, but it has very good status on it, so it's gonna go crazy. It's great. Next topic, we're gonna discuss the augment, the special mod that comes in the Nightwave for this weapon. If you don't use the augment, you can use it without the augment, but I don't see why you would not use this mod for the weapon. Okay, so the augment, the effect, right? It grants 20% damage and status chance for every 75 Warframe health. Okay, the bonuses are capped at 360%, which is reached at 1,350 health. So what you need is on your frame, any frame that has over 1,350 health, then you're gonna get the max damage. You're gonna get the max bonus off of that mod as long as you have 1,350 health or more. Anything lower than that, you're still gonna get the bonus, but you're not gonna get the max 360%. You get me? So the synergy, the mod is reactive. Like mission health buffs, like Wisp motes or whatever, or Arcane Blessing will dynamically increase the damage bonus. So because this mod provides a massive base damage, it can often replace Serration in high health builds, freeing up mod slots for elements or critical chance. Here is the next tanky weapon that I recommend using if you're going for a straight tank build. Untouchable, unkillable. The Coda Hirudo. Alright? This is the one I'm using right now in the gameplay. So, the unique trait for this is called Invigorated Lifesteal. Invigorated. That's what it is. There's a unique trait on it called Invigorated. So every critical hit that you do with this weapon grants 5% lifesteal and a buff that increases max health by 5% for 15 seconds. Okay? So anytime you land a critical hit, it does not matter. Just if you land one small punch, that perk or that unique trait will be active. And the more you keep triggering it, it goes up to times I think it's times 5. Yeah, times 5. It goes up to times 5. So you're just constantly getting more health over time and getting healed. You're technically getting healed. It gives you more health. So stacks up to 5 times of a total of 25% maximum health. So this is added to your base health. Okay? It also has a movement speed increase. So you get a passive of 5% movement speed. While, if you have just a melee out or just regardless, like even if you're not using the melee fully, you just quick swap, like quick melee swap, it still gives you the movement passive. And you can still activate the unique trait regardless if you just have the melees only out or just quick swap out. It still activates the bonus unique trait. Okay. As far as the element, um I have toxic on it. You can always swap the toxin on this weapon. If you don't have it on there, you just use a thingy to switch the element off. To get the Coda Hirudo, you have to obviously get a Techno Site Coda from 1999 and do a Lynch Hunt and get the heart cells to get you one. But yeah, so now I'm explaining the life steals, right? So every critical hit, like I said, restores 5% of the damage dealt as health to the player. This effect is active regardless of whether using the quick melee or the fully equipped melee mode, like I told you guys. So landing a critical hit activates the buff. So stacks up to 5 times, up 25%. The duration lasts for 15 seconds. And it refreshes each time you land a hit. So you're never dying with this weapon. Unless you take like a shit ton of damage from some enemy that's like, fuck you, I don't care if you're tanky or not. But half the time you're not dying with that weapon, bro. So it can bypass immunities, I believe. Even with enemies with overguard, even if you smack enemies with overguard with that weapon, bro, you you're still getting healed. Even people with overguard, you're still getting healed. It's a fantastic weapon. All right, here's the base star chart build for the Basmu. I got 4 forma built on this thing. You only need about maybe like 2 or 3 if it's just star chart build. If it's just base build, Vital Sense, Critical Delay, Magulent Force for Toxin, Dreadful Killshot. Obviously, you need this to stay tanky. Rifle Elementalist, Hammer Shot, Rifle Amplitude, and Split Chamber for multi-shot. If you don't, if you're missing a few of these mods, um, just do your best to make it work. I'd recommend putting on Cold and Toxin, if anything, for viral, so you get that viral damage. And it already has electricity stat on it, so you can just either add just Toxin and go corrosive. But yeah, that start chart. Alright, Steel Path. Now I have a Riven, I have a ribbon on this thing, and I got this ribbon not so long ago. So yeah, but you can always replace a ribbon with whatever to your choosing. The builds for base star charge is pretty much the same as this, kind of. I'm just using the amplitude mods. So for status and multi-shot, everything else is pretty much the same. And primary crux. So yeah, works wonders, especially with the ribbon. I mean, even without the ribbon, it's still good. You're still gonna shred like nothing, like butter to these enemies. So yeah, okay. For the Coda Hirudo build, I got Grim Fury because I feel like these combos are better, so I always use this stance. Discipline's Merit, you can use whatever Tennokai mod you like, but that's just what I'm going for. I got Melee Dottie because I get 10 critical, plus 1 point, 1.0 critical damage for every puncture. So that adds more crit damage because it already has a puncture stat on it, so I'm just bumping it up like that instead of using a crit chance mod, which is great. Galvanized Steel, Condition Overload, Blood Rush, Elementalist, Vicious Frost, because I already have Toxin added to this thing. But if you don't have Toxin on yours, obviously you just use a Valiance to change it. Prime Reach, Weeping Wounds, Berserker Fury, and Cold. So viral, because viral strong. But yeah, that's the build. Now for the big conclusion. Why should you use both of these weapons? They're fairly easy to get and not too hard to get. I'm pretty sure there's other weapons that have lifesteal out there, but pairing this up with the tank frame, if you like tanking, very good. Very, very good. They synergize with one another. That's why. So use them. Like and sub. And say thank you. And I will catch you in the next, man. Nito Senpai out.